how we're going to move forward as a team?
So the focus of those checkpoint discussions is to determine how to move forward as a team. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I can take a closer look. Yes. So I will still need you to confirm that you've met with your team. Mm-hmm. You could just do it here, like meet with your team here. That's a confirmation. But some of you are meeting on Discords or other discussion threads or email threads, and I don't really want to disrupt that or derail you on that. So this is also a quick like, okay, yeah, I touched base with them. You can do that. Okay. But for those of you that do like to use these discussions, tried to provide everybody with the feedback per their team. Looks like everybody's getting it okay. That's a good sign. Okay. Normally at the stage in class, I'm able to just literally discuss with everybody sitting down as a group. And so by doing it this way, I was a little concerned maybe everybody was or wasn't getting it. But I do want to address, I think, the most common issue at this stage is sometimes people haven't turned in their assignment, or they need to completely redo their individual report, or maybe there's just a few things that they need to touch base on. All of these things are completely normal, absolutely common, and completely recoverable. So please don't think that if you haven't turned it in, all hope is lost. I think that you're lazy or your team hates you or anything like that. The truth is that absolutely not. Sometimes shit happens. And guys, I've even been late to things and I'm like almost perfect, right? Kidding? Look, mistakes are made, accidents happen. Sometimes you miss things, or maybe you're dealing with something that's frankly none of my business and you don't have to explain yourself. But what I do want you to be considerate of, because we are a team, as these things happen, we just have to plan for them instead of planning on everything working out and then not knowing what to do when something inevitably goes wrong. So when we look at kind of what needs to be done, when you're working out your assessment of your individual reports, who needs to redo what, who might need help. You can even see who on your team maybe nailed it on the first try. Maybe they can help you. Reach out to them if you're stuck. It's a great opportunity for leadership. And I mean, leadership can equal extra credit in this particular circumstance. So be aware that if you need to redo your work, we have to set a deadline for you, and it's going to be unofficial, right? It'll be by your team. So you have to get it to whoever's going to be your team leader or your person on your team who's going to compile all of the reports for the team report. It's best if you can do it together, but man, it can be hard to bring everybody together remotely. So however you choose to do that, I just need one team report submitted. I don't need everybody to submit a team report. For your plan B, this is unfortunately a pretty common occurrence where we need to be ready for if and when somebody just doesn't show again. That's possible, or maybe they don't get it to you on time. So how are you going to compile those reports without their work? Sometimes plan B is we just move forward without them and hopefully give them the next week to try to catch up before we do our presentation. If that happens, we'll try reaching out to them here, and here. And if still nothing happens, well, we'll just keep going. And that's okay. That is absolutely a sufficient and understandable plan. So if you're finding yourself like, well, I don't know what to do if I can't reach out to them, if I can't reach them. Plan is to reach out to them. You can't control what other people do. So make a plan to try to hope for the best, and then make a plan for if the worst happens. And that's okay too. All right. Team member roles. I recommend having somebody as a team leader. This might be a good time to establish that if you hadn't already from the previous checkpoint. Based off of who's been present, who's been showing up, and who's been collecting information or maybe rallying the troops, you find yourself somebody slipping, If not, you could go ahead and move forward with, well, everybody's the same here. I get it. Sometimes people aren't comfortable being a leader or answering to somebody else, but I do recommend having at least one person designated for the person to compile the team report. Again, I only need one per team. I don't need everybody to submit. Y'all are going to share a grade on this next part. I recommend having a team leader because sometimes, you know, the wrong decision is better than no decision, which is what often happens in groups that don't have them. So if you're stuck on this, you could also reach out to me and we can have a further discussion about how to be a better leader or how to find a leader, or, you know, how do we talk about it? That's okay too. This is a great opportunity to ask some of those questions. So be aware that the discussions are based off of group and only the information is posted in your group. So it's everybody's is a little bit different on that reply that I've given you. Does that make sense? Okay. So do we have any questions then on what's expected for the next round of checkpoints? Doesn't look like it. Looks like we're doing okay. All right. See if anybody's posted yet. Ooh, we've got a post. All right. Good progress. Okay, next thing we can talk about is the assignment, the group report. So as you've heard me mention before, I only need one per group. So somebody does have to kind of step up to be, I'm going to be the one to turn it in. All right. You can compile it live on things like Google Docs, you know. Yay, Nicole's joining us. Yay.
Hi.
Hello. Which is one of the reasons why I think I like Google Docs, because you could see who's writing and everybody can kind of hop on and help out, or even if it's just a few of you coming together, like 2 or 3 of you, as long as everybody's submitted their reports on time. And it can get tricky if you've got a few that we need to like revisit. Some of them really do need to be redone. Not most, just some. Let's see, the team report. I did not provide you with a template because groups work a little differently sometimes. And I like to let you be able to write the report as you want to. So again, I'm actually going to screen share with you on the assignment description so that you can see what I'm looking at. Right here. Okay, so part 1 team report, 25 points, due a week from today, or last night technically. The fastest way to make sure you're getting every section done on this is if you copy and paste these right here, these headers, and then replace this text with your text using the information from your team reports, right? This is why it's really important that we plan on the discussion part of the checkpoint stuff very clearly, your team report plan. Making sure that we have all of the holes and gaps in the reports filled, and that your plan B has been put together. Okay, this is why we have to do this today, so that you have plenty to work with and you've got your reports together. Most of the time, I think people usually have a deadline to make sure everybody's reports are up to date by like Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday are the 2 days that a few people, if not everybody, will compile the team report. Doesn't have to be very long. In fact, most of the time it can fit on a page or 2. And I suggest doing a chart, like it doesn't have to be, but what is really easy to do is if you can pull the descriptions of everybody's description and everybody's work sample and everybody's job postings in a table to help you organize that. So put one of those together. How you do it is up to you. Okay, so do we have any other questions on the team report? Not Mary, it should be March. It's a weird typo. Or May, that's why it said Mary. I was like, wait, what month is it? Excuse me, due May 10th. All right, so do we have any questions on what's due next week? Yeah, this one's a pretty easy week, but it's kind of a lot to manage, so I didn't throw too much at you. All right. Okay. All right, guys, I have basically recorded that quick overview